My name is Sadie. I'm your Miss Queen Teen Alberta 2025. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm super excited to have you all here with us today. I think that we have some great tips and tricks for you guys talking about Pageant Week and hopefully answering some of your questions. And I am like over the moon, so excited to meet you all in Calgary in February, and the countdown is on.
Alrighty.
Hinauri.
Yeah, Danse, kapis ka mahigay Gason. My name is Hinauri Jackson. I am 22 years old and your current reigning Miss Queen Alberta 2025. I'm a proud advocate of truth and reconciliation as well as UNDRIP, and I'm super, super excited to pass down the Queen Alberta legacy to the next generation of delegates. And we are hopeful that this is very informative for you guys for your pageant preparations.
Thank you guys both for doing your introductions. I honestly can't believe that we're here doing this already. I remember doing it last year with Morgan and Alicia, and it feels
Mhm.
like a month ago. So the fact that we're doing this right now, I'm just, where has the time gone? It's crazy, but we'll jump right into it. So, some of the questions are directed towards Sadie, some are directed towards Hinari, some are for both. So, there's going to be a ton of information coming out. But the first thing I'd love to know is what are your favorite memories from pageant weekend last year when you guys competed? And I'd love for you to both answer this.
Sweet. I'll start. Yeah, so this past pageant, my title, Miss Queen Teen Alberta, that was my first pageant ever. So I had no idea what to expect. It made the whole weekend super special and the moment even sweeter when I really unexpectedly won. Yeah, so I would just say my favorite moments were really getting to meet everybody, even like faculty, judges, and delegates. Everyone that you meet, you never know what connections you're going to have in the future. So I would just really encourage you all to get to know everyone, push yourself to be a bit more extroverted, make those connections because that makes the weekend so much more fun when you have people that you can chat to. And yeah, my favorite moment of it was the second day on that Sunday. It's like a whole production. It's absolutely phenomenal. And getting to dress up, get all glam, and have this beautiful show put on was just like the most spectacular moment of my whole year and definitely my favorite memory from the weekend.
So sweet. For me, I think I really fell in love with the preparation overall. Even before even walking into the pageant doors, I never realized how much community actually had my back until I started something so vulnerable like a pageant. I'm also similar to Sadie. This was my first pageant that I've ever competed in. I didn't know what I was walking into, but I knew that as long as I had an open heart and an open mind, as well as really clear goals of what I wanted to execute throughout the pageant preparation and during the pageant. I knew that I didn't know if I was going to win, but I knew I was going to be in a good enough place to be proud of myself. So, my favorite memory of pageant week is just seeing myself be so vulnerable in different industries and spaces that I've never walked into, and being okay with every single decision that I've made because we've prepared long enough and we've fought very hard for whatever initiative that we are kind of uplifting. So I think it's just that idea of fostering relationships with similar like-minded women is honestly the true highlight that I walk away from with the title as Miss Queen Alberta. I hope that answers the question.
Amazing.
It does. It 100% does. And just looking back at last year. I know it was only a year ago, but I'm already feeling nostalgic about it,
Right?
which is crazy because it doesn't even feel like it was a year ago. But I'm so
Yeah.
such a meaningful weekend for both of you guys. So,
Mhm.
so happy. But the next question, this one I think will be really helpful to upcoming delegates, and it's what are your best tips or best top tip in regards to organization? And I'd love for you to both answer this one as well.
Yeah, so organization is it's key just to also having a calm mind. So I would say just managing your prep. There's no such thing as too early. I mean, The countdown is already on, so I would just encourage you to take that time. If you have anything you're looking at ordering, get it in now. Peace of mind if it's there early versus trying to get like rush shipping on anything. Yeah, having your things laid out before. I organized mostly through my notes app, and I just had like a checklist of what I wanted to do, what I wanted to bring, what I already had, and what I wanted to
Mhm.
get, just to clearly space out. And then by the time pageant weekend rolled around, I felt pretty prepared going into it that I had everything I needed in my suitcase, everything packed up. So I would just say, yeah, a big takeaway is you can always start planning now, even if you set a little bit time aside each day, versus rushing all into the end is always super helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double down on what Sadie said. Organization is so crucial to the competition, even before walking into the doors. I also used my notes app on everything. I'm a visual learner myself, so I like to take photos of things on what these heels or this dress or this garment or this cocktail wear is going to certain locations and areas throughout the competition. So I can just make sure that when I walk into the hotel room or when I'm quick changing, I can do it with peace of mind. So all of my attention is actually focusing on being present in the moment in the pageant. And yeah, that would be
Yeah, exactly. Tagging along to that.
my question.
Um, I would say, yeah, you can plan your outfits out as well. I found a helpful
Mhm.
tip is like planning which jewelry, and then I
Yeah.
can just kind of set aside and be like, oh, I really want to do these certain earrings with this. And then it's like peace of mind that like the whole outfit, everything's taken care of. You're not like scrambling to for different things or deciding day of.
Mhm.
That's a really good tip. Organization is such a huge piece of this.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it go in just knowing everything is aligned, everything is ready, you've prepared well. It takes a lot of the mental load away.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the next question is for Hinauri, and it's how did you manage social media as a delegate, challenges, and just like keeping it creative and fresh throughout your prep and maybe even during the weekend?
Honestly, I this this answer goes fully out to my entire community. So many people that I have only met once really rose to the occasion to say, "Hey, I'm good at social media, and I've noticed you're doing this unique opportunity. Let's collaborate. Let's foster relationships." And what that kind of turned into was honestly getting a sponsor for social media. So really think outside the box when it comes to sponsorships, I would say to any of the delegates, because you will never know what kind of sponsorship comes where. And it doesn't need to also be financial, it can also be through paid opportunities or time spent throughout your preparation. And honestly, it's a win win because not only are you getting your content, but you're also fostering long term relationships. So if you do any national pageants, you can also kind of gain back that connection and then foster that long term relationship with the future initiatives that you plan to do. So, honestly, notes app to simplify things. Very crucial, very important. Also, please listen to the emails. They kind of, the PPC family and staff will provide you with many challenges. I honestly would encourage all delegates to complete every single one. It's not needed, but honestly, it's better to be over prepared than under prepared when it comes to these certain
For
situations.
sure.
And when you have control with kind of the markings and the final results, it is your responsibility as future delegates, as future title holders, to kind of uphold the standards, even your own standards. So it's just making sure that you are producing the highest quality that you can produce because it's such a personable thing coming into a pageant and you want to make sure that you're coming to the best of your abilities.
I
I
also
love
just wanted to add one thing I found super helpful too. It's super specific, but I used Canva
Mhm.
for lots of social media and I still do for my posts. Just makes it a bit more fun if you find like, oh, I want a certain backdrop. You can do lots of different things with like fun stickers. That's like super specific. But if you're wondering like how do I make a post look more aesthetic, whatever your
Mhm.
aesthetic is, I think it's super fun, especially with social media to kind of build your platform or like possibly personal brand around like a favorite color. I love pink, blue, and purple, if you cannot tell already. Um, and yeah, I found that super cool. They have a lot of good features on there. So if you're looking for somewhere to start, that'd be, yeah, a good place.
Yes.
Sadie, your preferred color palette matches perfectly with personality pageants.
I know. I love.
Too funny. Well, those answers are great, and it's true. Social media does play a big role. So just having a couple tips and tricks up your sleeve and being well prepared, it
Mhm.
really does make a difference, which you spoke to. So my next question for both of you is any quick tips about standing out as a delegate? Something quickly that comes to mind of like this one thing sure made a difference.
I would say is reflecting on yourself, you kind of know who you are as a person and not being afraid to play that up. Like I am very outgoing, so I wasn't going in there and holding myself back. Whatever you like to do,
Mhm.
be proud about it, stand out about it, like plant your feet and don't be afraid to say whatever you feel like is authentic to you because that really stands out and shows who you are. The best part about this is that everybody is unique, so having your own niche that you are, everybody knows who you are and what you do can make a big difference in people recognizing you.
Mm.
Well said. Oh my goodness. How do I top that?
No.
I would say for me, honestly, it's yes, it's a competition at the end of the day, but the mindset I personally had throughout the competition is it's me against me. The only person that limits me is myself. And honestly, pageants, in my opinion, especially experiencing it firsthand, is the one place where you can make mistakes and it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. Honestly, that's what prep is for. You want to make sure that your preparation's perfect so you can really live in the moment throughout your competition, throughout your pageant journey. And honestly, I truly kept saying it in my head because in my year it was there's many miss divisions and I was very intimidated. And honestly, I had to repeat to myself, it is me against me. It is me against me. It is me against me. I'm the only one that can stop myself from making a difference. I'm the only one that can stop myself from making friends. So honestly, why not? The worst thing I can get is a no, and that's not even the worst thing, honestly. Just be open, come with an open heart, come with an open mind, come with good intention, and honestly, take advantage of the opportunity to foster friends with like minded initiatives. And it's a very rare occasion that the pageantry can kind of put you in. So definitely take advantage of the sweet, sweet moments.
It's
There's a
amazing,
lot
yeah.
there's a lot of moments and memories that you'll take from.
Yes.
That's a big thing is just being present because it goes by so quickly.
It really does.
Yeah, 2 days, but it feels like one day, honestly.
Hmm.
One
Hmm.
very long
Hmm.
day.
Very much.
So my next question is for Sadie, and it's what should I expect in the interview and what are the judges like?
Okay, interview is a huge portion, and as someone who had never done a pageant interview before, I didn't know what to expect, but I would say that you can take a deep breath, and it is
Mm.
totally okay if your voice shakes. I have had a public speaking experience and had never really experienced like my voice trembling out of control. And in the moment, I was like, this is it. Like, how do I stop this? But it is okay. Like they understand the judges are very empathetic people. They're here because they care about you. They want to learn who you
Mhm.
are. At the end of the day, it's not like a job interview where, this is on the line and you have to get this. It might feel similar because you're on the opposite table with a panel, but they are all super caring people that want to learn about you as a person, what you're interested in. So even if your voice shakes, I wouldn't let that shake you up too much. Yes, don't be afraid to still stay true to your message. I would say, going into it, what I thought about is just how can I convey my message about my
Mhm.
platform, what I believe in, who I am as a person, and how I could take this title and have it elevate me as a human as well. So I would just say, yeah, it's totally okay to have those nerves. They're completely normal, and I wouldn't dwell on tripping over your words too much. As soon
Yeah.
as I left the room, I totally thought I butchered it. I was like, oh my gosh, like that was the worst thing I've ever done. Like I wish I said this instead of this. And I was breaking down the whole short, however many minutes I was in there for. And it was really unnecessary because they were super caring people. I ended up doing very well in the interview, which looking back on in the moment, I would have been like, there's absolutely no way. So
Mhm.
taking that deep breath, letting your voice shake, having your message, and just really trying to connect to them like you're having a genuine conversation with people, letting them into your life and who you are as a person would just it can help settle down those nerves and just kind of let you know that they're on
Mhm.
your side.
Hmm. They
Very
really
well said.
very well said.
Thank you.
Now, All right, what are some tips that you have for live Q&A?
Live Q&A. Um, I would say keep bullet points. Very, very much in practice. I cannot emphasize this enough. Although you may not know what the Q&A is, you still have time to practice, apologies. Just some standard pageant questions. What helped me in my preparation was making sure I was with people that were better than what I was so I could become on their level and learn things and educate myself on the proper vocabulary, speed, vocabulary, clarity is very important. But at that moment, at that time, when you're on that stage, just remember what the question was, how this ties to your initiative or platform, make it personal about you, and then bring it back to following up with that answer. I think that really helped me um, kind of navigate in such a short period amount of time what I wanted to portray, not only to the judges, but to the audience, to prove to them that I am here, I am present, I understand this question. Not only that, but I can articulate that to the best of my capabilities at that moment. And this is just me leaving it all out on the stage, literally. And yeah, you just want to make sure you're showing your best version of yourself because you've done that physically, you've done that through dancing, you've done that through rehearsals, you've done that on stage. This is the one time where you can really represent what you are standing for, who you were doing it for, and do that in a very, very kind, gentle way as well, and effective. So practice, 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 practice. I cannot stress that enough. It really does make a difference.
Yeah, I would also just add quickly, I wouldn't worry about some, like a thought that I had was you do have that time constraint as well.
Mm-hmm.
But all the questions, none of them are, too crazy where
Yeah.
they're all meant to fit in with at that time. So I wouldn't say don't stress about thinking how much time do I have left? How much time do I have this? How do I
Yes.
plan this? Your most authentic answer is what the judges are going to want to hear anyway. So I would say take a deep breath, let yourself speak, and I'm sure you'll do amazing.
Yes. Air is free, ladies. Take it. Take a breath before you speak. It really does help.
It does. Just to calm and steady before you go into it, and then you
Very
don't
much.
have you're like gasping for air. So my next question is just a short and sweet question, but what is something fun but unexpected when it comes to personality pageants weekend?
Mhm.
I would just say everybody there is like so kind and so amazing. Going into it, I had no idea the connections I would make and even just like the small side conversations. It was a super fun weekend. By the time that Saturday was done and Sunday morning we were going to the theater, I was totally happy if I didn't even get to do the show. I was like, if something happened and the doors didn't open, I've had the best Saturday. So it's so much fun. Like that was something really unexpected for me was just the amount of fun I had. I don't think a smile off my face. My cheek muscles were dying by Sunday. Yeah, it was so super fun.
Oh my God, I love that answer so much. Do you mind repeating the question to me again? So sorry.
For sure. Just what is something fun but unexpected when it comes to pageant weekend with PPC?
Honestly, I didn't expect to make that many friends and relate to so many people. And I know I'm very loud, vivacious woman usually on the outside in society, but honestly, I'm very kept to myself when it comes to situations like competitions where I am so locked into making sure I do the best, but honestly, taking times to actually foster relationships with other girls, and I cannot emphasize this enough, but like minded women that really want to make a difference and really want to make a change and not only compete alongside you, but also making sure that you rise to the success that they see you. I've never honestly felt a relationship with other women in a way that PPC does. And they do a very good job of taking care of us. So thank you,
Hmm.
Sophia, and the whole team. Truly, I had such a wonderful time as Miss Queen Alberta, and I'm so grateful for this privilege. So thank you to the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful that Alberta was my first sash, but genuinely take the time to foster those relationships with those delegates because I swear to God, they're the sweetest people I've ever met. Truly.
Well, thank you for such kind words. I appreciate your answer, and your answer is amazing, but I really appreciate what you said, and I'm very glad that it was a positive experience for you guys. At
Yes,
the end of the
five
day,
stars.
10 out of 10.
if you go
Yes.
on Google, please.
Mhm.
Okay, personality, 5 stars.
Out of 10. Would relive again.
Are you gonna Yelp us? Yeah.
No, absolutely.
But you know what? That is the goal at the end of the day. Like, yes, this is a competition. Yes, this is a platform for sharing our advocacies. And yes, it is a place to make and foster connections. But above all, the goal is to have fun. Because if you're
Yeah.
not, what's the point in doing this, right? Like, it
Mhm.
requires a lot of prep. It costs money, it costs time, energy,
Yeah.
and effort. So at the end of the day, you want to be having fun. That is our goal. So I'm very glad that, you guys got to experience that.
Yeah, it was definitely a new experience for the both of us, but honestly,
Mhm.
it was lots of fun. It really was. So
I'm
For
thank
sure.
so
you.
Mhm.
perfect. Sadie, how did rehearsals work and what should a delegate expect when it comes to the opening number?
Mm.
For sure. So because Queen Alberta is all packed into those 2 days, your rehearsals are going to be on Saturday and on Sunday. On Saturday, they're teaching you walking patterns. That was a new concept to me. You actually don't just do circle. There's like triangles, there's big circles, there's little circles. I had no clue. Maybe you're watching this and you're like, how did she have any? I don't know. But we pulled it together. So yeah, don't be afraid if that's something new to you. Maybe, yeah, you're hearing it from right here, right now. There are different patterns and you will learn them. People will help you out. They're very supportive.
Mhm.
So don't be afraid to ask questions. Wear something that you're comfortable moving in. I would say practice in your heels as well. Find a heel
Yeah.
that is comfortable for you. Platforms are my go-to. Thicker the heel, more stability. Yeah, so that's on the Saturday. You're going to be practicing the walking patterns, kind of finding your style. Everybody has a little bit of flair to their walk, and I would say find something that you feel comfortable in. With all the different areas of competition, there's the different walks with the different styles that are catered towards that. And then Sunday, that is a shift and a half you're putting in that morning, and it is super fun. But I would say fuel up, bring lots of snacks. If you're someone
Oh
that
yeah.
lives off snacks, you can never have too many snacks around you. Pack them, put them everywhere. Um, and save your feet as much as you can. You'll notice everybody has their socks on in their heels in rehearsal. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's your feet. You're the one standing up there. So I would
Mhm.
say take care of yourself. Enjoy the enjoy the moments. Enjoy the choreographer is amazing. You're gonna have a super fun
Mhm.
morning, but it is very long and it can be exhausting. But I would just say totally tune in to it, play up to it, be like, this is an experience of a lifetime. I'm here. The opening number isn't anything too crazy. You don't have to
Mhm.
have years of dance background to accomplish it. I promise you,
Yeah.
you can do a ball change. It's all going to be good. You're going to be taken care of. You're going to have fun. So I would just say find a good pair of heels, pack some snacks, and buckle up. And yeah, it's a great time.
I love that. That's some great advice. Exactly. Opening number is almost misleading because it is more so opening walking
Yeah,
pattern.
Mm.
That's more so what it is. You're not actually dancing at all. It's more so
Yeah.
stand here and pose
yeah.
here.
You can tune in to the website and watch last year's
Yeah.
if you want to see.
It is there, so I can give you a good idea. Maybe we'll post it to have it more recent. So,
It's great for
Hinauri,
prep.
yeah. What is one piece of advice that you've heard, or a piece of advice that you have now, that helps most while competing?
Um, Honestly, have no regrets. Don't have any regrets in what you do, even if it was a mistake, because you're gonna realize that 2 days is not that long, and you don't want to waste time dreading over something you can't change. So what you can do is the next best thing, even if it's saying hi to the organizer, Sophia Leah, or saying hi to us and just asking any questions that you guys have. That you always have so many opportunities, especially during pageant competitions, where you can just foster new relationships and you'll never know. if they are possibly someone who is a hidden judge or someone who isn't, or maybe that is going to be marking on your scores, but your principles throughout the competition is definitely going to be kept an eye on to find who the next best provincial title holder will be. So honestly, live in the moment. I cannot stress that enough. Prepare so hard that you get that privilege of living in that moment. And then you can honestly have a wonderful time, in my opinion. And yeah, I hope that answers the question.
It definitely does. Thank you for sharing that. And, you know, we always get little tidbits of advice, and then after you live the experience, you can really speak on that. So
Yeah.
glad that we asked that. The next question for Sadie is there a strategy you used or would use to keep your energy up and just, be able to stay your
Mhm.
self throughout pageant weekend and the busyness that comes with
Yes, for
it?
sure. Staying hydrated. You'll hear a lot of people say that throughout the weekend, and it's a real thing. It does,
Mhm.
and it works. So, oh yeah, bringing a water bottle around with you, making sure that yeah, taking your snacks as needed. If you live off granola bars like I do, I would say that definitely. And also just reminding yourself when you're there. It's really not. It's not hard to have fun. I promise you there. It is
Mhm.
like high spirits. Everyone's there to uplift each other, even when normally something where you're going on that many hours at high energy would take you out. The adrenaline of it all will very likely keep you on high spirits anyway. So I would just say, yeah, being kind to yourself, make sure you're properly fueled,
Mhm.
you are drinking lots, and also like look good, feel good. Plan cute little outfits if that's gonna help
Yeah.
you motivate you to get out of bed if you're not an early morning person. I am not very good at waking up early in the morning, but oh, I was jumping out at like 7 a.m. because you're just so excited. Yeah, give yourself ample time to get ready too. So don't be afraid to set a little bit of an earlier alarm. I promise you, you're going to be happy that you soaked up all those hours and took it all in that day.
Mm.
And connecting with people, talking with people throughout the day, there's not a dull moment. So I promise you, you will not feel bored. Um, and yeah, that just really kept my spirits high. It goes by so fast. So by the time you're doing one thing, you're like jumping right into the next. So that would be a couple tips in my experience with that.
You guys have heard it here. There is no time to be bored. It's
Nope.
you like I said, you get into one thing and then before you know it, it's like, oh, now we're doing this.
Yes,
Literally.
you ended this, and I want to see you in 2 more minutes back down here in a different outfit for this.
Yeah.
So,
Go, go, go. But again, the adrenaline will keep that energy high, no doubt.
mhm.
So the next question that we have, which is for both of you, is what is a no-no during pageant weekend? What should girls avoid doing or avoid being involved in? Go ahead.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for sure, I would say any kind of negative attitudes. I
Yeah.
mean, personality pageants in the name, you are being judged and looked at because of your personality. So if you are out here with a mindset that you are better than everybody else, that you're going to win, you probably won't. So yeah, I would say just really thinking about why you're here. This organization is amazing, run by amazing people. We're all
Mhm.
here, we share a common goal. As we've mentioned before, we you are competing against each other, but we all want the same thing. So, yeah, having a positive attitude would definitely be something that you need to do, and having a
Mhm.
negative one is definitely something that you should not do. Because the only person it affects at the end of the day is you. If you want to pout in the corner, then like, I mean, I wouldn't want to be punting in the corner. I want to be over here having fun. So at the end of the day, like, don't put yourself in the corner. Be extroverted. Don't think that you have to like be closed off because you feel like you're competing and you can't, turn an eye to anyone else. It's a very social weekend.
Mhm.
So that would be my biggest thing is not treating it like it's a stiff competition and that all of these people are your enemies,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Wow. Again, how do I top that? Well, I think for me, please be respectful of people, period. Doesn't matter what who they are. I think it's just very important to have principles as human beings. I think we're all here for the same objective. And just to make it very clear, this is a no bullying zone. This is a no lateral violence zone. And PPC does a very wonderful job to make sure that they keep all the Miss and the teen divisions safe. So as if you need a moment, like 30 seconds to just decompress whatever you're feeling, take that 30 seconds and just be mindful of everyone around you, because just like energies transfer and energies are definitely seen and felt throughout the competition. So just always be mindful with everything that you do in that competition. If you need to go to your hotel room to decompress, that is totally okay. That is honestly what I would personally recommend. There were moments where I had to do it, where I just needed to decompress so I could leave out of that hotel room a better person. So I'm making sure that I am in check, other people are in check. And if they're giving me respect, of course, I have to give them respect. It's the most humanly thing to do. So I would say be a good human, be a good, kind person. That is all that we're asking for at the end of the day when we come to these situations, because it is very, very stressful. It is very high stakes. I mean, it's not every day that you get to compete for a provincial title. I totally understand that. But always remember that your principles, your ethics, will be challenged. So make sure that you are making kind decisions. That's all I can say. Just leave it like that.
For
One more
sure.
tip I would add too is that behavior is part of your score.
Yes.
So, everybody's watching. We got eyes
Yes.
everywhere. We see
Even
you.
people you don't know are
We see
watching.
you. So, yes, I mean, obviously, it's not like you're on a stage 24/7. Don't let that freak you out. Of course,
Mhm.
be yourself, but yeah, be mindful of who's around you.
Yeah.
Treat people how you'd want to be treated. It's, yeah, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Kindness goes a really, really long ways. And even if you arrive and you realize, oh, maybe I'm a bit unprepared, or maybe you arrive and you start feeling insecure about that, the best thing you can do is to still be kind. That is how
Yeah.
you're going to surpass the unpreparedness truly, because kindness, how you treat others, how you portray yourself, that's above all of that. Being kind is
Hmm.
better than having the best outfits. So
Hmm.
Totally.
it really, really is good advice. So, Hinari, next question is for you.
Yes.
What do you think helps delegates stand out, or what do you think helped you stand out while you were competing for the crown?
For me, I was very unapologetically myself. Very much so. I walked in with the mindset of, you know what, if I don't win the privilege of this title without being authentically at 100% myself, then it's not meant for me and that's okay. And not only did I get the privilege of kind of walking in that path authentically representing my community with so much pride and passion, but being rewarded for that. I mean, I not to boast, but I really do feel like it's living proof that being authentically yourself in a very kind manner, making sure that you're here not only for yourself and not only for your own self development, but for the advancement of your entire community. Um, Really just flickered all these lights in my head, being like, oh my God, all these amazing initiatives and things I can do can all be compiled into one area, which is a pageant. And not only that, but having the privilege of holding a title, I get to do that even longer now. So just kind of flipping your perspective in more positive manners. That's kind of how I was thinking throughout my process and journey. I hope that you, as delegates, find your own why, of why you guys are stepping in a good way into this competition. Because I think making it personable for you is extremely important. For me, it was representation because I feel like the prairies are such a diverse, loving community. They just don't see enough of us. And that's why I wanted to compete. So when you figure out your why, everything will just start to fall into place for you. So really take that time to really navigate what that looks like for you and how you want to best serve and represent yourself in this environment. I hope that answers that properly.
It definitely does. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Hinari. Um, Next question is for Sadie, and it's how do you handle nerves or stress
Mm.
during pageant
Yes.
again, especially?
So they are undeniable. You can fight them. You won't. Like, of course, it's a good thing to be nervous because it shows that you care.
Yeah.
If you were not nervous at all, I'd be like, okay, we need a nervous system check. Um, Yeah, it's totally okay. And good nerves push you to try new things. They can help you
Hmm.
out a lot as well. So don't be afraid to lean into that. Be like, I'm nervous because I care and I want to do well and you want to
Yeah.
put your best foot forward. And yeah, part of that goes into, I would say the big parts are the interview and the live competition is probably when you're gonna feel like the peak of those nerves. In the interview, let your voice shake. It's okay. It's not one of those things where one line is gonna make or break your any chance at, being proud of yourself this weekend. You can think that, oh, one thing I said or one thing I did, and I've just ruined everything. And that's totally not the case. Things happen. Don't be afraid if you take a little trip. I mean, trains get stepped on, and it's totally, totally okay. Everybody is at such a high level of operation. Everyone is so on edge. But don't let that take you down. Just lean into it, embrace it. Know that everybody else is feeling the exact same way that you are. It's just how it goes. And yeah, reminding yourself exactly what Hanari said too, that you're here for fun, you're here for a good reason, you're here to show
Hmm.
who you are, you're here to make a difference. And if you can take a deep breath and remind yourself that, as cheesy as it might sound to you, some people do like mantras where you can be like, yep, I am in control, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I matter, and I'm here for a reason, and it's all gonna be okay. Because at the end of the day, either you compete, you give it your best shot, or you don't try at all. And I
Yeah.
would say it's always more fun to give yourself that experience. As I mentioned earlier, even if the Sunday show wasn't a part of the weekend, you're still walking away with amazing workshop experience,
Yep.
memories, interview skills, and everything that I promise you will definitely take with you into the future, which is super beneficial in itself. And I would say that kind of reminded me, I was like, I don't, it, at the end of the day, like you can make it up into your head that it matters so much and that it is so like the biggest moment of your life. And it can feel really overpowering, but it should in the best way possible because this is such an amazing opportunity and can really provide you with life experience totally that I found really helpful.
Mm.
Absolutely. You have nothing to lose by giving
Totally.
it all and competing. You either
Yeah.
go and you don't win and you gain friendships and experience and skills, or you go and you gain all the same things plus this title, right? So really, there's nothing to lose by putting yourself
Hmm.
there and going for it. So I love that advice. Hinari, question for you is what advice or what would you say to someone who's struggling with a bit of confidence or with comparing themselves to the other delegates, especially in this competitive environment?
That's a great question. I would say for me, I know social media makes it very, very easy for us to kind of dabble in the idea of seeing our competition, but it's so important to always remember that you are one person in this entire planet and only you can produce the way that you can. And that in of itself is truly unique. There were times where I would recommend myself just deleting the app for 24 hours just so I could just get a mental health break on just the pressure that I subconsciously apply myself to with all these um, competitors and delegates that are doing the same amount of high quality advocacy that I was also trying to produce as well. So it's very important, although it is very tempting to kind of research your other competitors, it's also equally as important on focusing on your own because you will start to be influenced by people you have not met yet because they are in this unique predicament. But it is so important, and I cannot stress this enough because prep goes this quick, very quickly. Um, Spend every single chance, every single time on the development of your platform, on the development of your advocacy. If you still have time to go on social media, okay, let's start preparing for else things that are more beneficial. So, time management is a very, very, very important thing when it comes to not only preparation beforehand, but also during the competition, because there will be opportunities that will come when you guys arrive where you need to allocate these times to foster relationships, but also stay on the agenda, to make friends, but also be respectful of all the teachers that are trying to educate us. So we look our best on this. Or even when we're sitting and waiting patiently for interview. That's a chance for you to talk and communicate with other delegates. So be very, very specific with your time, both on and off stage, both in and out of competition, because that will show when you are there. I kid you not. It will really shed down all that preparation, will peel you down into your most vulnerable self in the best way possible. And that's just the beauty of pageantry, in my opinion, is it really sheds you down into your raw, authentic self and really shows which ones are really doing it to do it, which ones are really serving the people to serve the people, and which ones
Mhm.
are truly kind just to be kind. So please take advantage of the prep that you have now because it will fly by very, very quickly.
I would also just add a little quick thing on that is that different is good and
Yes.
different's desired. So if you look at all of the PPC title holders, none of us have the same platform.
Mm-hmm.
None of us had the same dress. So at the end of the day, comparison, it's hard, and sometimes you might think, "Oh, they're doing this, I have to do this," but it's completely opposite. Everybody has something unique to bring to the table, and
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what the judges want to see is has this been done before? Oh, it's a new idea. It's different. And that's great. We encourage that. So don't worry about thinking like they're doing this, so I have to do this because that's totally not the case.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely true. That it is. A comparison will take so much away from your weekend, and that is not what we want ever because it's not going to bring anything good, right?
Yeah.
It's just feelings of negativity. So it's easier said than done, of course, but that's some really great advice. So we're nearing the end. One more question for each of you individually, and then one question that's for both of you. So, Sadie, what are a couple things that are pageant weekend essentials or things where you might not think of it, it's not on the packing list maybe, but you're like,
Mm-hmm.
bring this, it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
like
Okay, yeah. So, the packing list is amazing, by the way. You guys will get a very specific list, like down to like the color of heels that are recommended. So you can definitely rely on that. I found that super helpful. But yeah, a few other things that are in the pageant world are very common is just packing more versus packing less. If you have the
Yeah.
room and you can fit it, I would totally recommend. It does not hurt to have an extra pair of heels. I would also keep in mind that things might break, straps might come undone. So fashion tape is going to be your best friend. Um, Bringing some safety pins. If you are like me and you put your mascara all over your eyelid first before taking it off, extra what do they call it? Q-tips.
Yeah.
Lint rollers. If you have dresses that are like a fabric that might wrinkle easily or get really staticky, static spray has also saved me in the past. Yeah, so I would say those are very random little things. Jewelry organizers. I'm trying to think of like I know what I was gonna say. I bought this day of, and I mean, if you're type B enough to do that,
Yes,
like
that's
me,
right.
you can do it. But I would say plan out if you're either getting your hair and makeup done professionally. Some people do, and some people don't. I did mine myself. So they do have mirrors provided for you, but it is very busy, and the mirrors are
Mm-hmm.
at a quite distance from your chair. So I found it super helpful to have, I think I got mine from Shoppers or London Drugs. I'm sure you can find them online as well if you want it, but a
Mm-hmm.
portable mirror that you can hold, maybe one with lights on it. I like to do my eyelashes like this far from the mirror. So that was like my most used item. I think I like the whole entire weekend, especially with hotel lighting. You might find it difficult to get ready and do your
Mm-hmm.
makeup or do your hair in that bathroom. So having your own little mirror was was a savior for me.
those are some great items, truly. The mirror, especially. I even use this at my house sometimes. I'm like, oh, I can't get a good enough angle. So then
Exactly. Hold it upside
pad
down.
during the pageant, having one, especially when they come like and they light up, amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
There's a
yes,
lot on
yes.
Amazon, just so you guys know, too. A lot on Amazon that are very affordable. So I highly
Mine
recommend.
did require batteries though, and that was a separate trip as well. So double check, read the back if you're ordering online. Yeah, because we ended up doing two runs to get the mirror and then the batteries, but it was all good.
It was a very busy day, but worth
It all
it.
worked out. It all worked out, but yeah.
Perfect. So the next question for Hinari is what is something you would do differently if you were competing again next month in the Miss Queen Alberta pageant?
I feel like I wish I was more present in the moment. Very much
Mm,
so. That was the only out of anything I wouldn't I wouldn't fix any of my
yep.
mistakes, honestly, to be honest. I am very thankful and grateful just to be here sitting in this virtual room with you guys. But honestly, I really wish I fostered more relationships with some of the girls. I think there were so many opportunities and moments where I did get opportunities, but I felt so competitive and so locked into the overall pageant of it that I didn't truly kind of stop stressing until it was over. Um, but honestly, like, please smell the roses, girls, because it truly is such a wonderful thing, and you foster relationships a lot quicker. And you'll know this, Sophia, with all your given experience. But yeah, you'll foster relationships very quickly that feel really true and authentic. And because we're all just people. We just wear really amazing crowns, and
Mhm.
we just advocate for platforms that we truly do believe in. So please smell the roses because you never know if you possibly might collaborate with them in the future with future initiatives or future platforms. So, yes,
Totally.
that would be my last
Yeah.
kind of overall fruit for thought.
Yeah, I would just say totally take it in. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I still like dream about the time being on stage and they call my name and just that whole day where you in the
Yeah.
moment you might feel like, oh, this is so tired. When is it time for this already or whatever? But it is gonna go by so fast and it's such a fun weekend. So really like take in every moment, even when your feet are feel like they're gonna fall off.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, remember it because it goes by super fast.
Yeah.
It does. It is a blink, literally. And like I said, some things it's like, oh, this rehearsal's feeling a little long. Before you know it, you're doing the next thing, and before you know it, it's all
Mm-hmm.
over, and it'll be a distant memory. Like truly, it will be because it just seems to go by like that. So if you really can be in the moment and soak all of that in, you won't regret it, and you'll be able
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
to leave with a lot more memories instead of remembering, "Ugh, you know, I was way too stressed. I didn't get to have fun and enjoy myself." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, final question. Here we are. So, for those who are watching who are competing who made it till the end, here's a treat for you because I think this is
Ooh.
a question. What traits will you be looking out for in the next title holder as our current title holders? So you could also say, what are you looking for in your successors?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we'll probably have similar answers.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I'm for sure looking, I think somebody that would hold this title really well for this year. Someone that is open to change, open to try, someone extroverted, willing to give it a shot and go for it, who demonstrates that they can be authentic throughout the weekend. Someone with obviously a very kind personality, is definitely something that we're always looking for and someone who's just willing to try. Like nobody's looking for
Yeah.
perfection. I don't expect you to come in there and even know what a walking pattern is. I didn't. So I wouldn't say don't be afraid to make mistakes, ask questions, but it goes a long way just showing that you're willing to learn and that you want to learn.
Yeah.
Asking questions is a huge thing in it. I honestly, I'm always like impressed. I'm really open to asking questions. I want to meet all of you, so please come chat with me. I would love to get to know you guys, and if you have anything at all, don't be afraid to ask. If you ever need
Mm-hmm.
support, PPC is like I could chat about them forever of how supportive they are, but we're all here to help you. So I would say I'm not looking for perfection in any form, but just someone who is putting their 110% and their true self out there. And this is exactly who they are. This is what they
Mm-hmm.
want to do. Why the title would be great if they had it, and what they can bring to the table
Mm-hmm.
would be for me.
Yeah. Those are those are so good. All right, let me think about this one.
You're like, how am I gonna top this
I've
again?
gotten lucky. I've gotten to go first,
No,
so
literally. I'm like,
I've
Sadie,
been
damn,
saying the
that's a
same
10 out of
things.
10 answer right there. I think for me, I'm looking for someone with a very, very like contagious energy to them. I think energy is so important when it comes to being a title holder, and I never realized that until I became one. um, but yeah, I'm looking for someone that has that it factor. The one that really just stops rooms without saying a word, but also has the heart to put others first. Like I'm looking for someone who is literally community focused, but also very, I cannot stress this enough, kind and caring and just here to live in the moment, yes, but also to grow themselves as individuals. I think that is the most wonderful thing when you come into pageantry, because this is the place where you learn a lot of life lessons and you have a lot of skills, transferable life skills within pageantry. So I'm looking for someone with that kind of vibe, with that kind of energy. And yeah, and just someone who can put a smile on my face, honestly. And please chat with us. We're just people at the end of the day. Like we still take off the sash and crown at the end of the day. And oh my goodness, at the end of the day, apologies. So yeah, please feel free, reach out to us. If you have any questions, please let the PPC family know. And yeah, that's all for me today.
Yep.
Thank you guys for those answers. I really love them. And, Hinari, what you were saying about energy being really big is 100% true. And Sadie, with, looking for someone who's going to take this title and do a lot with it and be an amazing reigning queen, that's exactly what it's all about. So I've loved hearing all of your guys' answers, and I have no doubt that it's going to be so helpful to the delegates. So whoever has watched it until this point, if you want to drop like some crown emojis on one of our pinned posts, just so we know that you watched it, that would be amazing. But
Mm.
do you guys have any last words or anything you want to say to the delegates before we end this?
For sure. I would just say you should be super proud of yourself. Putting in the time and the prep goes a long way, and it also counts towards your organizational score. So that's great. Obviously, PPC is a great organization to be a part of, so you have picked a great place to start or continue your pageant journey. I'm so, so truly excited. I really think that this weekend is going to exceed your expectations. You're going to have so much fun. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, try new things, have so much fun with your prep and your outfits, and going out on your glam side, and just really getting to express a side of you that you probably don't often get to do. It's a truly unique weekend. And it was the highlight of my year, and I really hope it is for you guys too. Don't be afraid to reach out to my DMs are always open, and I am super, super excited to meet you. Countdown's on, and you are in great hands. I have full faith in all of you. I'm so excited to meet you.
Oh, I think you're on
You're
mute.
on mute. That's okay.
I literally said, Sadie's a content creator. Oh my goodness. I think my last words is honestly have fun with everything. I know it's very stressful. I know it can be very overwhelming, and I know the competition is very tough and hard and high. But honestly, please appreciate and smell the roses and just be grateful to be in an opportunity to be in this environment, because it really is truly such a unique experience in the best way possible. And yeah, please reach out. We're just people, and we want to make sure that you guys are walking into this competition confidently and unapologetically yourselves. So please, 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 however that we can best serve you guys as your title holders, um, honestly, please reach. Sorry.
No, it's
Beautiful.
I love that, and it is good for delegates to know that they always can reach out for support, for questions,
Mhm.
for having conversations. Like you guys both have said, do not be afraid of the title holders. They're here to help you and support you and cheer you on, and they're just excited as you are. I mean, maybe not to have their reign come to an end, but to continue
I'm
legacy. Don't start crying yet. To continue and pass
gonna
it to
start zooming in on me if I move.
yeah, just whoop. But thank you both so much for all your answers and for being a part of this interview. We're so excited for pageant weekend and to have everyone be a part of it.
Well,
Yes.
thank you for setting this up,
Thank
spending the
you.
time, and for doing an amazing job at moderating. Shout out to everybody who was stuck around till the end, and you're gonna go kill it.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Sorry, can I go to say something?
Oh my God, I'm not even gonna lie. It just like evaded my thoughts. It's gone now.
No worries at all. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't cutting you off there. But once
Thank you.
again, anyone who made it to the end, like Sadie said, shout out to you. Shows you're dedicated to your prep and, we're taking this seriously, of course. But
Lock it
thank you so
in.
much, both you, Hinauri and Sadie, for giving all this advice and also taking the time. I can't believe it that next month you'll be
Yeah.
successors
So
and it's already,
crazy.
I know. All right. Well, we don't want to keep everyone for too long, so we will wrap this up here. But I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you both for joining me.
Thank you. See you all in
Thank you so
Calgary.
Bye.
much. Bye.